Today I wanted to show you a perfect deck for the season. This is a Christmas tarot. Now this is one that's available on Etsy and I have wanted it for the longest time, but it came up secondhand on eBay and I was just so thrilled to get it. This is Christmas tarot. It is vintage Christmas illustrations, a tarot created by Wisdom by KK. I will link it down below. Like I say, it came up at the right price for me and I just jumped at it because it is one I've looked at every year. I really wanted a tarot with these vintage illustrations on, and I absolutely love this dark green colour. You can see like I've got a dark green candle here at the back. That dark green colour for me is really the colour of Yule and Christmas and evergreens, and yeah, it is lovely. Now I've only had a very quick flick through. I think the biggest concern about this deck on my very first quick flick through is that it's just random pictures and it doesn't really link to the tarot meaning. I'm thinking RWS meaning here, and of course it's going to be hard to do an entire Fool's Journey full tarot deck card meanings using vintage Christmas illustrations possibly, but even so, even if they don't match, I can still do a reading using the titles on there, and I just really wanted something with the Christmas pictures. So what I'm going to do, we're going to have a look through the deck, and then I've got some decks out. I was going to try and find pairs for it. First is the Fool. Santa is the Fool. I don't know as I would necessarily pick Santa as the Fool. We've got the Magician. Definitely it works as the Magician. And we've got as above so below a little bit with a scene above and a scene below, so I quite like that. The High Priestess is the Christmas angel, and the Empress is an angel with a gun. I think I would have preferred to have seen a mother with a child in that card, but I still love it. The Emperor, and again the same thing applies, possibly a father with his children would have been nice to have seen. The Hierophant, that almost looks like Father Christmas as Pope, doesn't it? Then we've got the Lovers and the Chariot. Oh my gosh, you wonder whether they couldn't have found an image with the sleigh on, surely. Justice, he's very stern looking. I suppose that's seeing if you've been good enough to get presents. And the Hermit, you've got a Santa Claus in the deep of the woods, which I love that image. Absolutely love this Wheel of Fortune with the wheel almost represented by the arms of the signposts and Santa Claus finding his way to different homes. I love that image. And Strength, again this is one where you can see there isn't really a lot of link to the strength imagery in tarot really in that one. Oh, not so sure about this Hanged Man. I mean, I can see why it's been picked. You've got Santa hanging the boy upside down, but why is the only question that comes to my mind. Why is Santa abducting this child? Yeah, that's quite disconcerting, that is. So I'm not sure about that one. Let's put that one over here. I'm not so sure about that one. And then we've got Death. I am not so sure about this one. Why is that Death? I suppose we've got the three angels and we've got the church. It would have been a bit more obvious if that church had got really obvious gravestones at the front, but I can't really make out any gravestones. Temperance, yeah, I can see why that might be Temperance. And the Devil. Again, there's this idea of Santa Claus as a little bit creepy and foreboding, and I can remember when I was a child we never hung stockings in our bedrooms because we didn't like the thought of Santa coming up the stairs. So yeah, difficult to find a vintage Christmas illustration for the devil. And then we have the tower, which depicts the building. A church with a higher tower would have been nice, I think. And the star, that's a beautiful image for the star. Yeah, I can totally see why they've picked that one for the moon. That's gorgeous. And I can totally see why they've picked this one for the sun, and the candles welcoming in the winter solstice as well. That's really beautiful. I mean, these vintage illustrations, they just simply are so wonderful. I mean, judgment. I mean, any card with Santa on, I suppose there's an element of judgment, isn't there? Are you on the good or the bad list? We've got the angel depicted in the card as well. But you can see what I mean by some of these you would really have to, just if you're doing readings from them, use the title on the card, and then you could possibly pull different things out with your intuition from the picture. Right, straight into the cups. I love that image of the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. There's a little girl in the sleigh with a reindeer. And we've got the Three of Cups, so we've got three people depicted in this card. The Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, you've got children praying there. The Six of Cups, you've got the gift giving of the Six of Cups. And the Seven of Cups. See, again, that's one where I can't make the link. The Eight of Cups, that idea of going on a journey. We've got a train in the background, so that walking away is there. And the Nine of Cups, we've got the lucky clover above on the tree and a basket full of different toys. And then the Ten of Cups. So those are the cups. Let's have a look at the courts now. So the Page of Cups, that's really beautiful. Look at that illustration, it's gorgeous. And the Knight of Cups, that fits perfectly, doesn't it? And the Queen of Cups as the angel. And the King has to be Santa for the King. Right, Pentacles, we have the Ace. Here's Merry Christmas, may a merry heart accompany its hours. And the Two of Pentacles. So he's definitely got a balancing job to do there. The Three of Pentacles, things coming together, working together. I suppose that's Santa and the car in that with the tree. The Four of Pentacles, got the Five there, and the Six. So you can see it's not necessarily obvious what the tarot meaning is, but I can forgive it for it just being such a beautiful illustration. The Seven. And the Eight, that's gorgeous. Look at that illustration. And the Nine of Pentacles and the 10. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Okay, we've got the Page of Pentacles and we've got the Knight and the Queen. See, she almost looks more like a Queen of Cups to me than the Queen of Cups did. And the King of Pentacles. Then we've got Wands, the Two of Wands. I love that for the Three. It's almost like he's making plans for what he would like looking in the book. We've got the Four of Wands, that celebration of the children excitedly getting the big doll. And the Five of Wands. It almost looks like she's looking at might be a fairy at the top of the tree and feeling competition. We've got the Six of Wands, that's definitely success there. Look at all those toys in the bag. And the Seven of Wands. It's interesting that the little girl's coat is the same as Santa's and she's pulling a sleigh as well. It's almost like it's a bit mischievous to be copying him. It's kind of that element to it. And the Eight of Wands, we've got all the strings of lights going on the tree. And the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands. The angel has got her hands full carrying something there. And we've got the Page. That's such a beautiful illustration. and the Knight, and the Queen, and the King. And then finally we've got the swords. So we've got the Ace of Swords. This comes with wishes fond and true, this Merry Christmas Day to you. And we've got the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords. And you can see here it's hard to do a Three of Swords with this type of imagery, so it's just working with the number of 3 people there. We have the Four of Swords and the Five of Swords. The Six of Swords has got a storybook in. I love that because the Six of Swords is my storytelling card. So there it is. And the Seven of Swords. I love their spotty coats. And the Eight of Swords. And the 9, the closest to that idea of a nightmare card is the fact that there's a bed in the picture and a jester toy. Yeah, that'd give you nightmares. And the 10 of Swords. Would that be sweeping up at the end of the celebrations? Then we have the Page. That is beautiful. Look at that. And the Knight. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And the Queen. And the King. So you can see it doesn't necessarily absolutely match the meanings. Absolutely not sure about that Hanged Man card. We're going to have to just turn that into funny. Let's just imagine that he's an absolute brat and they're hiding him away for 10 minutes to give mum a break, rather than it being a child being abducted. I can kind of deal with that then. But I love it. I might edge it in dark green actually, just because I love that dark green for Yule. Right, I'm going to go completely top down now with the camera, and we're going to see if we can find some pairs to work with this. Okay, so I am going to have a go at finding some pairs with this. So this is a chance to share some oracles that I've got out to work with at Christmas, as well as just showing you a little bit more of this Christmas tarot if you're interested. So this was one I opened in a recent video, the Oracle of Mystical Moments, which has been on my tarot altar being used with the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and you guys were so right in your comments when you told me that, oh wow, that deck's so you, Candy. It is so me. I am loving it. The very first single card draw I did with the tarot and the oracle, guys, I cried. It was just so perfect and it was so beautiful, and I just thought, wow, this is just incredible. I love it. So it's really a firm favourite, and I just wondered whether the sort of storybook imagery might look wonderful with vintage Christmas. What do you think? I think that looks lovely. Oh my gosh, I like these two together. It's almost the same posture with the mouse. Yeah, I love these two together. Although, to be honest, I think I'm going to enjoy this oracle with absolutely anything I put it with. Hairstyle imitating hat. And talking of hats, there's another one. Again, hairstyle imitating hat. These two are nice together. Oh, look at those. Yeah, I love these two together. Oh, this card is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it almost looks like they've got the same cloak on. And again, look, if that outfit and that outfit combined, you'd get this outfit. Love that. Yeah, I love these two together. So that one is definitely one that is going to work with the Christmas tarot. The next one that I really wanted to try is Alana Fairchild's Mother Mary Oracle. I have both versions. I have the bigger version. I also have this pocket edition where the meaning of the card is on the back of the card. So I thought I would give it a try. Of course, Mother Mary energy is something that I do work with throughout the year, but I just think it is particularly pertinent because of the stories of Christmas that I was raised with, to work with it in Yule. And oh my gosh, look at this, that is gorgeous. So there's something about the colours here that are going to work so nicely. Of course we have that sort of Christmas story time link. If you were raised like I was raised, it was always the nativity was taught. We did nativity plays at school. It was Christmas, there was the Christmas tree, there was Father Christmas. This is the tradition that I've grown up in, and although my path now isn't Christian anymore, though it was for a while, it's still something that is very near and dear to my heart. The nativity story, actually, I really love it, and there's just something so magical, I think, about the nativity story at this time of year. Yeah, I love these two together. They've got just a really beautiful energy about them. I really love this. And let me show you, that's what the back of these cards look like. So the message is on the back. There's no guidebook with this pocket edition, and that's really lovely. It makes it easy if it's one that you want to take out in your bag with you. Okay, another one that I'm really interested to try, it's another mass market, is this one, the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. Right, I thought these would have very similar vibes, being all vintage illustrations. Oh my gosh, look at these two together. Wow. Oh, these are nice, aren't they? These just look so beautiful. It almost feels like an extension of scene, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I can imagine these working really nicely. 10 of Wands with the sun and change in the middle. Love that. Gosh, what do we think, guys? These are amazing, aren't they, together? Yeah, the imagery is really nice together, isn't it? Really, really nice. So that is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. That's going to be another one that I'm going to have to work with this deck this season. I am going to try this one now. Now, this is an indie version, but it is Terry Foss's Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle, which has been re-released in a smaller sized mass market version. So these cards are larger than the deck that's currently out, but let's just see how these go together. So what this does is it'll drag out of these cards a more pagan element, which is really lovely, I think. Throw that energy into the mix. We move more into Yule and less Christmas. So these would here take on a completely different feel with this image here in the middle. So I like it for that. I was wondering whether this might be like a bit too Halloween-y for it, but it does have, look, that lovely winter vibe. Look at the colours picking up. It's got that winter vibe in some of the cards, not all of them. I think other cards, they're a lot more autumnal, so you can almost see it in this one with the leaves falling. So, but not this one. Look at that. I love the red and the white picking up on the red and white there. Yeah, so this is really interesting. Look, you've got the candles in the tree there mirroring the way more pagan candles in the tree there. And this almost looks like this is going on inside, but what's going on outside just adds that other element in, doesn't it? Another one I thought might really work and might add a completely different energy in is Mag's Tree Whisper Oracle. Now this is indie. I'm not sure whether you can get it at the moment. What I wanted to do was to see whether these bare trees would add like that sort of nature aspect in of like a cold winter. It adds more of an elemental feel to the deck. Let's see if it works. I mean, it's very different styles. This is a big ask of it because you've got manipulated photography here for the tree spirits, you've got vintage illustrations here. I'm not sure visually these work quite so well together, which is a shame because I really wanted to try and bring in kind of a elemental sort of wintry feel to it. I wonder if a Cheryl Yambrak Rose Oracle would work. This is Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle. So these are not the Blue Angel printings that are borderless and bigger now. These are the old versions. Because a lot of these scenes are set outside, and there is a lot of sort of Mary Magdalene Christian imagery. I mean, Cheryl Yambrak Rose's decks will bring in a lot of different things that you can work with. There's a lot that you can draw from. It really does open the Christmas tarot up really wide. I mean, this might be actually a really interesting study to do with these two. Do you know what? I think this might be really interesting just because of how interesting Cheryl's decks are to work with. I mean, I am a fan of her decks. It just adds something a bit more mysterious to this. You can look at this scene and then look at this next to it, and you can just try and work out the sort of obscure magic that might be going on behind the scenes. Is it all as we see? I mean, look, this card becomes this doll. Just what is she giving this child? It makes this a magical object, not just a toy. Do you see what I mean? And like, what is hiding in this tray when you put this next to it? Oh my gosh, look, the toy has continued to evolve. And again, it's become a lake creature. Wow. A deep secret will come to light with this man stealing a child. Yeah, it just opens it up. I mean, you would have to just go with it and let your imagination run wild to do this. But I love to do that anyway. And look at this cloak mirrored in this. And like the mountains, the icicle, it almost looks like this landscape. If you climbed up onto this roof, you might find it up there. Oh, yeah, these might be really fun actually. Really fun to work with. So, a Cheryl Yambrak Rose with the Christmas Tarot. That's a thought, isn't it? Okay, the next oracle is Sacred Traveller. Now, I can't think about Christmas and the travelling to the stable and the nativity story without linking at this time of year the title The Sacred Traveller to the Christmas story. Just automatically jumps to mind. So I wondered whether Denise Lynn's oracle might work with this. The only issue I think there might be is purple and dark green mixing. Is that going to mix? Because purple is very much a prevalent colour in this, but they're kind of both the same hue. It's a very deep green and it's a very deep purple. What do we think of these together? It's a very sort of biblical imagery in that one, isn't it? It's a bit of a push, isn't it? It is a bit of a push, but I don't know though. I mean, look at that. That's really quite lovely, isn't it? Do you know what? There's a possibility that these two might go together as well. Yeah, there's a possibility, I think, with these. Love that. And I love that as well. Look, you've got travelling lightly and then the images of Santa all laden down and embracing enthusiasm around Christmas. That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, so that's a possibility as well. Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveller Oracle cards. Okay, one that I do think is going to really go nicely is the Creativity Oracle. So this has got the gilded edges. It's got all the messages on the back. And I just think the detail on these textile art images might just work so nicely with the vintage style of these cards. Oh, I think that kind of looks lovely. Yeah, I like these two together. Oh, I love the fact that he's wrapping her in a cloak, and then this is a pair wrapped in a cloak as well. Love that. And we've got that consistency of the star. Look at that. That's amazing coincidence there. And we have a consistency of shape. Look, the arch, and the arch. I mean, that yellow arch really does mirror that purple arch, doesn't it? Yeah, so I like these two together. I think these two could definitely work as well. I cannot resist trying this with the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Again, you've got that Mother Mary energy coming in. You've got that full-on Christmas vibe going. And I think the imagery in the Shrine of the Black Madonna does lend itself so beautifully to a deck to use over Christmas, at Yule time. And look at this. I think this is really stunning, and I find there's so much going on in the guidebook and the descriptions of this tarot that I do almost use it like an oracle with another tarot. So for me, this would kind of be a really perfect pairing. Oh yeah, I love that. So that is a definite one. Wow, look at the lace in the outfits. I love that. So that is the Christmas tarot with the Shrine of the Black Madonna. So guys, that's it from the Christmas tarot. What did you think? Could you forgive it? Some of the cards that don't quite depict tarot meaning completely clearly. Could you forgive it because of the type of illustration it is? Would you still want to use it even though it doesn't necessarily hold and depict that meaning completely within the imagery? So I love it. I'm really pleased now it's in my collection. I just think it's an absolute gorgeous deck. I love vintage illustrations, I really do. So guys, let me know what you think, and if you know of any good, really good Christmas time decks out there. I know that there's is it the Yule Tarot? I know that one's out, which is still really tempting me, even though I think the people in that look incredibly sad. But if there's another one anywhere, let me know, because I really feel like I'm missing some really good Christmassy decks. That's why I was so pleased to get my hands on this one. So share that in the comments below if you know of any. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.